Titan Z here, back to doing the video review, as we're going to continue from part 2 of Star Wars Crossover Transformers Darth Vader. We now have the Star Destroyer and the Republic Cruiser on the bottom side. But yes, this is the Star... I just mainly display this as the Star Destroyer. This is what you're buying it for most times. Since there isn't a Star Destroyer Transformer in their deluxe range, this is probably the best you're gonna get. But it isn't a bad figure, at least in vehicle modes. It does have 2 vehicle modes and 2 robot modes, you know, equaling 4 modes. It's the Star Wars version of animated Shockwave, which had a long arm robot mode plus the Autobot crane vehicle and the Decepticon tank mode. Here we have 1 Star Destroyer, 1 Republic Cruiser, Anakin Skywalker, and Darth Vader. And the robot mode is pretty interesting, but we'll get into that in a second. One of my main gripes with this figure is that it is a parts former. This whole section, except for the bottom plate, is just a hunk of plastic covering the legs. As you can see, 2 hollow bits, pseudo hollow bits for the engines for Republic Cruiser mode. You know, this is a bit hollow, but this facilitates a piece you need for the engines, as well as has the on-off switch for the figure. Speaking of on-on switch, yes, it is electronic, and you get sounds. Pretty good laser sounds from the original series, the original movie series. It's very random. I'm trying to get the Darth Vader's quote for this mode. You gotta hold it down like on the Death Star. Well, maybe not. The instructions don't even mention it. It just says push button for sounds. Doesn't even tell you how to. Okay, I kind of get it now. Firing sound, then press to have Vader talk. And only 1 quote in this mode. So let's take it the Republic Cruiser mode, because you do have to take these off to transform it to robot mode, so we might as well get it out of the way. So what you're going to do is just rip these pits off. Rip that side off. Wow. The downside to Republic Cruiser mode, you can plainly see the robot arms on both sides. Which is going to put me in... This is going to be part of a little bit of a rant, hopefully, at the end of this video, about certain things about Star Wars crossovers. How they could have improved it by keeping certain things painted a certain way to improve the vehicle mode and not worry too much about the robot mode. And that's kind of like the overarching problem with a lot of the Star Wars crossovers. The vehicle modes generally are good, but when you get the robot mode, they are immensely trying to make sure that the robot mode looks like the character from the movie or show. This technically, though, it is packaged as Darth Vader, but this is under the Clone Wars cartoon series label, and this is the Republic Cruiser mode. It's not a bad mode. The engine output's kind of interesting. The downside, like I said, you can see the arms. I wish they had just painted those gray to cover that up, but what you gonna do? The downside is these buttons fire the missiles up front. As we all know, I hate spring-loaded missiles. As we all know, I hate spring-loaded missiles that are essential to make the figure whole. This one takes it to a new extreme, as it is part of the flipping bridge. Yeah. Anywho, but the buttons not only do that, but go to another level of annoyance. They provide the sounds for Republic Cruiser mode. Oh my god. So it means you're gonna hear a sound every time you press a button. which is going to fire a missile unless you're smart enough to put your thumb in front of the missile when you're pressing the buttons. Also, if you've heard that was supposed to be Anakin Skywalker, I'm not sure if it's Matt Lander. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. The voice actor for the Star Wars, the Clone Wars series, I don't know if that's the same guy. It doesn't really sound like him. He sounds like him in cruiser mode. In robot mode, he sounds nothing like the voice actor. I don't know what they were thinking. And they were marketing this as a Clone Wars figure. I mean, if they can get James Earl Jones quotes inside a freaking Death Star, you think they could get quotes from the actor from the new TV series that's out and still very popular. Although it does have more quotes from Anakin than it does Darth Vader in this ship mode. Although you can't see that. See, that's what I was talking about. If you're not careful, you're going to end up firing the missile out. Nice bright LED. Trying to get one more quote from this thing.
We've got him right where we want him.
Well, there's one more you gotta hear.
We're locked on. Transform.
Yes! Yes, you heard correct. Anakin Skywalker just said they were locked on. Transform. This officially says that this is an official Transformer figure in the Star Wars universe. I know I'm geeking out on this, but that's what it is. It's a pretty awesome vehicle mode. I really prefer the Star Destroyer mode over the cruiser mode, but it's not bad. Now, to continue transformation, rip these back out. And these will come into a little bit use later in the figure. Take these out. Take this, close this back up. Go ahead and take these missiles out. They're pretty much just going to get in your way in robot mode. Next, like I said, that's just two pieces clipped together that covers the legs. This is a part former. It's not an extreme part former, but it is a part former. Oy vey. Anyway, continuing. Close the engines. Bring up this bit. And you have to transform him in Anakin Skywalker mode. The Darth Vader helmet is too big to transform into vehicle mode with it on, which kind of sucks, especially if you're going straight from Star Destroyer to robot mode. So, but it's still a pretty cool figure. Put him in Anakin Skywalker mode, since we've already got him there, and I just want to get that mode out of the way. It's not my favorite mode. This figure also has an extreme problem standing up. As you can guess, that's a big backpack. Guess what? There's a lot of weight to it, including the battery pack. Guess what? This thing falls over on, not even on a dime. This thing will fall over if a gentle breeze from across the planet hits it. Alright? You know, someone just looks at it the wrong way. Topple. This thing's going to fall over a lot. So if you've got a problem with your figures not being able to stand easily, don't buy this figure. Now, it comes with two Jedi lightsabers. Two blue lightsabers. I've never seen Anakin Skywalker use two except for Attack of the Clones, but that was a green one. So I don't know why he has two here. He does have lights and sounds.
The Sith will never transform me.
Really bright LEDs. In fact, that LED in his head is so bright,
Right where we want him.
it is actually brighter than the paint on the head. Which I can understand why they do that for when you put him in Darth Vader mode. It's another hunk of plastic over a hunk of plastic.
You're no match for a Jedi.
But man, the one in his head is just so bright it overpowers the paint. And is really just supposed to light up his eyes and his scar. But like I said, it's just so powerful it overpowers the entire paint on the head. So yeah. Now, you're wondering what those extra pieces... Now, they're supposed to combine together to form a blaster. They don't hold together. So it's supposed to be... There's two little indentations in the side, which will be held onto this clip on his elbow. These don't hold together anymore. But Hasbro was at least halfway smart into thinking those probably aren't going to hold together very well. If I can get my freaking fingernail in there. Oh, hold on. Never clip your fingernails, folks. It just isn't helpful. But it gave them handles for Darth Vader and Anakin to hold on to as a regular blaster. Even though most Jedi don't use blasters very often unless they absolutely have to, it's a nice option. Now, to switch him from Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader. It's surprisingly easy, but the instructions are crap. They don't mention how to do this properly. What you have to do is pull up in the waist to see that little gap. That little gap is all that you need to transform him.
Anakin Skywalker, at your service.
Yeah, the smart chip tech on this is not as good as you'd think, but hold on. Alright, now close and
The transformation is now complete.
that's also one of my favorite quotes for when he transforms. That is awesome. Also, I closed the panels on the shoulders to give him more of a Darth Vader look and to cover up some of the brown from Anakin Skywalker. He does have black parts on his legs. If you wanted to switch him around, you're going to expose the screw holes, but it does make a good job of changing him to complete black legs. The problem is that switching them around is a pain in the butt, and I feel like I'm going to break something almost every time I do it. So, I mean, if you want to, that's fine, but I'm just giving you a fair warning. This figure's pretty awesome. Like I said with that one, it doesn't breathe after every quote. You have an automatic breathe. You have one breathing sound.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. If he could be transformed, he would be a powerful ally. Join me on the dark side. Impressive.
So yeah, that's his quotes. I think that's James Earl Jones, but I'm not entirely sure. That one I'm sure. This one I keep pointing off to camera. This one I'm sure is James Earl Jones. This one I'm not so sure is James Earl Jones. It might be a computer-generated James Earl Jones. This one I'm for sure on. Put him off back up to the side. But one of the cool things to do when you pick up this figure is the lightsaber for Darth Vader. Oh, yes. That looks evil. Now that truly looks evil as a lightsaber. That makes you know you're going up against a Sith Lord. You're not going to come back from this easily. Or with a lot of your body parts. This is an awesome lightsaber. I wish it lit up like on the Death Star one. But still, this is pretty cool. It really brings the figure together when he's in Darth Vader mode. Also, the instructions say to put split this and put this on top, but he's already so back heavy enough with on already that I think this just overdoes it. It can also be a shield for Anakin Skywalker, but it clips on the same way as I mentioned the blasters. This clip on his elbow, and the only way to do that is to kind of just make his elbow look broken then, and it kind of looks stupid. So, not the best of clips. But still, like I said, this is a pretty good figure. I got mine at Target for $30. I think they're still on sale as the recording of this video. If you can't afford the money for a Darth Vader Death Star, this is a route to go. He's pretty cheap, again, and he's a nice transformation. You get a Death Star, or not a Death Star, a Star Destroyer, so it isn't too bad. All in all, I don't think this figure's really bad. If you really want him, go ahead and pick him up if you can get him on a cheap price, on a sale or clearance or something. Otherwise, skip it. It's not super necessary towards the purchase of your figures. So until next time, this is Titan Zed saying, I'll see ya when I see ya.